To an exciting MML broadcast. That's www.mmlpro.com. We've got an exciting matchup tonight between two Challenge League teams and the White Walkers, coached by Gimlick Sweet. In the announcing booth with me tonight, we have the amazing, ever wonderful From the Valley, Lasertrip91. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, sir.
Oh, that's very good. That's why it's not having me. I think I'm the guest here, but like all bad guests, I've decided to take over. So there we go. So let's go. Let's see if we can find the match. There's a load of inducements coming in. I understand we're going to find out what that is going to be in a minute. I'm just going to be searching for the match shortly.
Yeah. The game is on.
The game is on. Oh my goodness, we're going to go and join the action shortly. I need to put. Has someone got Discord up? Have you got Discord up? Gimlick? Gimlick, not Gimlick. You're playing. I can't ask you to do that. Lasertrip, yes, that's you. That's you. You have to keep me right tonight.
I can look on Discord, you
know? Just put it on Discord that we're doing it. That'd be fine, and tell them it's on my Twitch. That'd be fantastic. Good man, good man. Oh, I can't find it on the Cabal Vision yet, so we mustn't have gone pitch side yet. So that's fine. I'm just looking. Just looking. We'll get there in a minute. It'll happen.
Doing the team presentation at the moment.
Okay. Do we know what inducements you got, Gimlick, sir? With your 380k.
I have the werewolf Willem Cheney.
Oh, he's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, and the bribe and the babe.
Oh,
bribe and a babe.
Fouling tonight, do they?
A little bit of fouling, is it there, Lasertrip? Oh, yes.
What's wrong with a little bit of fouling?
There's nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with a little bit of fouling. I can't do that accent. It's terrible. Absolutely awful.
That's not too bad. You're getting there.
I'm getting there. Yes.
A couple more of these broadcasts now and you'll be sorted.
And I got to receive the ball.
I can't see it.
Oh, I found it.
I found it now. I'm excited. I'm tuning in now, and all the viewers on the Twitch, none of them, can enjoy that as well. So that's fine. In we come. Wonderful. So we'll be joining the action at pitch side. White Walkers, are they necromantic or undead? I can't remember, Laser. You can tell. We'll find out in a minute. It'll be exciting. I presume they're undead. Oh. There you go. The technical difficulties have already hit. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's happened again. There we go. So already technical difficulties are setting in. Already the technical difficulties setting in, and now the broadcast's down, I think. Oh no, we're getting there. So hopefully this will work. So we're joining pitch side. We're seeing the Yob setting up. I'm just going to check that this is actually being broadcast. Please tell me it is. Okay, I'm kicked out again. Got a better plan. Oh goodness, hopefully that might work this time. Like I say, this is a bit of an issue because sometimes the technical difficulties are set in. Is it working? Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me, Lasertrip? Am I here? Am I here? Can I hear me now?
Hello.
Right, okay, let's...
Yes, hello.
Hello, let's try again. Right, the Twitch is now... Hopefully this will work. This is awful, I do apologise. Right, let's try one more time. If it doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm trying my best. They're setting up at the moment, indeed. Let's hope the technology manages to keep up with us. I'm hoping it'll start popping up on my Twitch again in a minute too. And we've got the kickoff from the 8 Yobs. Oh, and a blitz. Now that's not going to be good. That will enable the White Walkers to...
reacting quickly here.
Oh, yes,
they go for a blitz.
Oh, they are indeed.
Any action at all in this game of no instead.
The attacker has an assist.
That might actually work. I was just suggesting we set up another party. Can you... Hello?
Yeah, I thought we'd give it a try just in case.
That's working a bit... That might be working a bit better. It's going to go on the Twitch. It might actually be able to stay in the party now. That does actually sometimes work that way, so... After those technical difficulties...
In and out a little bit.
Okay. How about now?
Do you miss the old days of playing in the NAF, Bob?
Yeah, still cutting in and out a little bit.
Okay, there might be one solution to this, which I might be... If I kill this... How's that? Is that any better? Any better now? No?
Seems to be.
Much better,
Have
right.
you got anything downloaded or anything?
What it is, I've just killed the Twitch chat. I was having the Twitch running simultaneously on my laptop, so maybe that will work better this time. So now I can't see the... Oh, I can see, but... oh, and of course I can see the comments in the side anyway, because I'm twitching, so I don't need to have it running simultaneously. That would be foolish. So let's go with the game now then. Do apologise. Right, we're up and we're running. We're up and we're running. We've seen the blitz. Yate Yobs. Yate Yobs, of course, are a former pro team, very long established pro team, formerly, who have been relegated last season to the Challenge League, where they are indeed facing the White Walkers. We are indeed on week 1 of season 7 of the MML Pro season. In comes Conrad the Conqueror on a rather slow Blackhawk. Grubnash, bruised hand. Able to put him to the ground, but not able to injure him there. So that's good. So we're here now, ladies and gentlemen. I do understand as well that the inducements, obviously, I think because the Yate Yobs are such a long-established team, they came in with quite a lot of value. Oh, and that could have been rather unpleasant for the Yobs, though, had that succeeded. That blitz from Wilhelm Cheney coming in with the claws, frenzy on his opponent. But
still skipping quite a bit, Joe.
Oh dear, okay. Oh dear. Oh
now
dear.
And again, you just cut out.
Oh dear. Well, I guess we're going to have to work with what we've got. I don't...
Skull already so early in the game. Failed block.
Oh, that's a good
Brutal.
Massive turnover. Back to the Yobs.
Back to the Yobs. Back to the Yobs. Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate. Sorry, I am still here. Can you hear me, Laser Trip? Hello? Hello, hello. You can hear me? I'm still here. Oh, God. Here we go again. Try 3. Oh my goodness, and I've just tuned back in to see Ivan the Cadaverous is injured. That's one of the flesh golems for the White Walkers. That's not going to be good. Is Gimnick Sweet going to use that? No, he goes into the KO box. Of course, no apothecary available for the White Walkers. I'm not in my own party. Okay, that's good. Someone let me know if they can hear me. At least I can be heard, I guess. That's a thing that's happening. And I guess I'm broadcasting. Hopefully people can hear me. And block. This time from... Morgana. Both down. Interesting. Very interesting. He's taking it. And Wilhelm Chaney, that star player. You can hear me. You hear me, SCY. Well, that's good. You hear me. You won't hear anyone else, but you can hear me. And Andy Von Cook can hear me as well. Well, we're going to go with that then for now. I don't know. I keep cutting in and out, and I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. Do humbly apologise for that. We have had a few starts and a few finishes. I'm going to keep going. I'll try and do this the best I can. I was hoping to have Laser Twit with me. I got kicked out of a party. I don't know how we can make it happen. I'm going to try and see. Try it one last time. Let's do it one more time for the guys. So I'm afraid we're going to cut that momentarily. Cutting out the action one more time. I'm going to try and join again. And there we go. Back in the action, hopefully. Do apologise. Maybe that will be different this time. Right. So in comes a block slot. That's an interesting choice for the zombie to have fend, but no, I can see how it would be effective. Okay, so yes, so I understand the inducements were that the White Walkers came into this match with bringing in Wilhelm Chaney, a bribe and a babe, so I can expect there'll be squirrels in this chat. Squirrels? Are there squirrels in this chat? There are. Gremlins, but gremlins, squirrels, whatever. They tend to mess things up, yes, indeed. I do apologise. Yeah, it is my Twitch can sometimes be a little bit, just a tiny bit temperamental, and tonight, of course, it has chosen to be a little bit temperamental. Squirrels equal murderous flying rats. Okay, Robo Whale, they probably do. Murderous flying rats. Flying squirrels? I don't know anything about that. Flying squirrels, aren't they sort of some kind of thing you get in South America? I don't really know. Like I was saying earlier, the Yobs are a long-established team, so I'm guessing. I think Gimlick Sui told me earlier it was well over 300k in inducement, so that's why he was able to afford the esteemed services Wilhelm Chaney. And I must say, Wilhelm Chaney is. Often you see star players take to the field, and they're nothing but a star player. I'm glad to say that I think in this instance, Wilhelm Chaney is a very effective star player. Though things aren't going so well for the White Walkers so far, I think that's a big blow to them to lose the flesh gun on Ivan. I'm sorry if I took you off the action there. That was very quick. I'm guessing the triplets prancing up and down have... Yeah, and they have indeed, I'm guessing, pushed off. He's done the business. I was just talking about him, and I took the cursor off him. What am I doing? What kind of professional am I? Not a very good one. And we're going to see some more exchanges. There's just one big zombie orc mess in the middle of the pitch. Oh dear. So, one horrible, messy, big orc. Zombie White Walker mess. But they still got the ball, and Carrion Leaper there, coming in. A rather agile-looking ghoul, if I do say so myself. With Vlad the Faithless coming in. Yes. I agree with you. There's the troll there, I can't get his name. Gut Fat. Well, that's a good name for a troll. Standing there in the middle of the pitch, in amongst all the carnage all around him, stroking his head, wondering what on earth is going on. But it is indeed the 8 Yob's turn, and so obviously South, obviously a veteran coach will be put him in. Oh, and they have bad luck delivering a very hefty blow to Igo the Disturbed, who falls over. But thankfully for the White Walkers, no injury on him, not joining his compatriot in the touchdown, in the injury box. I mean, just have to forgive me one moment whilst I light up my smoke of the evening. Things are happening. I'm just going to quickly on to the Discord chat. Oh, apparently I'm broadcasting. Exciting vanity is me. Right, so, what's happening now? Just a mess. You can imagine that obviously is going to be the ambition of the Yobs to try and cause as much damage to the White Walkers as they possibly can, and they're sort of setting up themselves in the left field as we're looking at it, and indeed, well, just everywhere on the field, but mainly in the left field. Coming in hard, that's a journeyman line orc, taking down William Cheney, going, you know what? You might have pushed the established Yob player off the pitch, but I'm not taking any of that from you, Wilhelm Cheney. Who do you think you are? I'm Orath, journeyman orc, and I'm here in the MML to make a name for myself. And he does. It might be the last thing he does, but it's certainly something he's done. Oh, and that's unfortunate. As Rock, oh my goodness, tries to get closer onto that ghoul, and he throws one blow, and then he throws another blow, but Carrion Leaper isn't going to have it, and knocks him down, and he's knocked out. My goodness, that's got to be... This game's taking some interesting twists and turns already. Reminds me, have anyone seen the film, it's quite an old film now, The Untouchables? I'm reminded of Sean Connery at this moment. Chase is calling for death, naturally. Obviously, I expect that's a given Chase, isn't it? It reminds me of The Untouchables, the Sean Connery line... you put one of mine in the hospital, I'll put one of yours in the morgue. And I know it's a terrible accent, but that's what's happening here. It's blow for blow. Oh, and Nuffle says no. Well, that's not characterful, Andy. We don't want Nuffle to say no. I mean, I do adore and worship the mighty Nuffle myself, but it's not Nuffle saying no. In this case, it was Carrion Leaper saying no and punching him in the face. Obviously, there was the response there from Hollow Furnace, Bluefur. There's quite a few Bluefurs. Is there a sort of family of Bluefur werewolves in the league? Because things are looking a little bit better for the White Walkers than they were a short while ago. I still think still not. It's brutal on both sides. There's no death already, no, there's been an injury Chase. The flesh golem that is Ivan the Cadaverous has, I think it's just a badly hurt, but he's laid in the injury box. And then, of course, we've had a surf, which you'd have been pleased about, on this player Flat Blob. Oh, sorry, and there's some action over here. I see why it's shouting boo Necro suck. Unfortunately, there was a match which I had the it was a pleasure to announce it, but it was a painful pleasure to announce it. As SC Wyatt, the coach of the InGen Apocalypse, who are a... Oh, and there goes William Cheney, goes down, and he's injured as well! Oh my goodness! No long-term effect, but that's not going to matter. He's going to be out of the match, and that's going to be a massive blow. Oh, but he's regenerated. Wow. So it's not going to be that massive a blow. It's definitely going to be a bit of a blow for this driver, and obviously, I think at this moment, it's going to be... They're going to be making a serious effort to make it to the touchline. And Don Eagle joining us in the chat, who is the... coach of the Midnight Howlers, who did indeed deliver quite the beat down to the InGen Apocalypse team, SC White's team, last night. I'm afraid to say Laser Trip was going to join us. The broadcast, we had several technical difficulties. For some reason, it's not Laser Trip's fault, it's my fault. Either I'm just selfishly wanting to solo announce. The broadcast went... The party, it's just not letting Laser Trip join any kind of party that I join. I might try again in a short while to see if I can re-establish it. Although I must confess, because obviously it's working and obviously you guys are talking to me, I'm thinking that actually on one level I maybe should maybe at half-time or something I'll try and see if I can get Laser Trip back in or something, because the technical difficulties were becoming so brutal back and forth with the start of the match that I didn't really want to try and re-establish anything, because it wasn't going really well. So that didn't make much sense, but we'll go with it for now. I mean, that's why I need Laser Trip here, to keep me right and make sure that I'm not saying stupid things. Oh look, there's a great big spike in the way. I mean, why do we do have uprights? We use them for penalties, and that's about it in the game of Blood Bowl. Oh, and again the more brutality in the middle. And Igor the disinterred. I called him disinterested earlier, but he's the disinterred. He's actually seems to be quite disinterested in this match so far, to be honest. Ooh, and a brutal assault by Morgana onto Pebble Gobbler, the ghoul, who is all knocked out. Goodness gracious me, I think, let's be clear, if they get the chance, I think we are definitely... Wow! Hollow Finesse Bluefur, that werewolf, does seem to be rather a nice werewolf. Wouldn't you agree, Don Eagle? So you'll have to forgive me, I can't possibly announce whilst also not partaking of the tobacco substances. So yes, SC Wyatt calling Don Eagle a murderer. There was indeed a tragic death in the Challenge League last night of a star of a player who got much infamy called Dino Chicken. I normally won't bring the... Oh my goodness! And just as I mentioned that werewolf Hollis Bluefur, he lays in some big blows against that rather strong Black Ops. Eight Yobs, a long-established team in the MML. Gimlick Swee, a fantastic coach, coming in to join us in the Challenge League with his team, the White Walkers, and already making a bit of a name for themselves, if the truth be known. I've seen some of their matches before.
Put some force behind those punches.
Boo Stew Jofo rules. Yeah, I like the things you say. It's more painful for us to hear Jofo solo announce. It probably is. But I like the sound of my own voice, Stu, so it's fine. It's all good. I like the sound of my own voice, even if I'm talking nonsense. And I'm sure you agree I do that a fair bit, so that's okay. We can agree on that at least, Stu. What? What? I must confess I'm a little bit surprised that Carrion Leaper did decide to move backwards. I suppose the White Walkers trying to carve themselves out. I mean, he's not going to move forward, I suppose, with all the 8 Yobs down there.
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone.
It's looking like, so far, it's quite brutal. There's injury... So, injury reports, someone asked for an injury report earlier. So, there's only one actual injury so far. There's been a lot of brutality, and indeed at one point we thought Wilhelm Janey, the star player, was also going to be injured, but he regenerated himself. And Chase saying they're running away, and I thought you would be quite right, they are indeed running away. Not answering SC Wyatt, sir, not answering that one. Right, so I've already had my small smokables. Now I need to find my drinkables. You'll have to forgive me one moment. My voice is a little hoarse from announcing and getting excited and crying at the announcing last night and screaming on other teams, but I do have a policy of trying very hard to only call the game that we're looking at, and that's what we're doing here. So I do apologise for that, but I definitely needed to, as we say in my neck of the woods, wet my whistle. It's not anything unsavoury, it is just me lubricating the back of my throat. And in comes Morgana on Tom the Dust. That defending zombie, and knocking him to the ground as well. The 8 Yobs starting to circle around the White Walkers, who are building a small, tiny enclave in the right field as we look at it. I think the White Walkers, whilst they still have some serious players, must be thinking to themselves it's only a matter of time before they're going to break through the feeble sort of screen that we do have. And the 8 Yobs setting about them. Gorfang not at all impressed that the werewolf tried to physically assault him earlier, and just pushes him back. Wyatt suggesting, oh, thank you, Harry Warthog. I got all my best tips from you, of course. Harry Warthog suggesting I'm doing great, pal. Okay. Only one wolf is hurting them. Well, there's only one wolf. Exactly. I mean, like I say, from my personal perspective, I think it's absolutely in the best interests of the White Walkers to try and score us. There's parties all over here. We had some serious technical difficulties at the start of this broadcast, which is unfortunate. And that's one of the reasons I'm solo announcing. I did have the ever wonderful Laser Trip with me earlier in the broadcast, but basically I've kicked him out because he was causing all the technical difficulties. Not that it was his fault, it was my fault, but it was there were some serious technical difficulties that just kept messing the whole thing up. My end, because as I've said before, further evidence that my Twitch is very temperamental. It does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. And it took exception to Laser Trip, unfortunately, for some reason. I say I'm going to try and bring him in if he's willing to come back in at half-time or something, or when we get a break in the action. But other than that, we're just going to keep going. What's that old saying? The show must go on! Unless someone important dies, walkers can buy the second wolf. Oh, I see what you mean. They only have one wolf at all, yes. Well... Exactly. I was saying earlier, I don't know if people heard me on the broadcast, I was saying that I understand that I think it was 380k inducements. I'm not imagining that Gimnick Squeeze is going to be coming in with 380k in inducements every week against every one of his opponents. And that's an example, of course, like I was saying, the 8 Yobs from the Pro League found themselves relegated into the Challenge League, but still have all those experienced players, still have all that sort of skill base on their team. And so, yeah, it can sometimes be difficult, I suspect, for up-and-coming Challenge League teams coming in at a lower team value against those sort of longer-established teams. But I think Gimnick Swede's been putting up a brave performance so far in this game. There's still a bowl game here. I mean, the injury report isn't too dramatic if you look at it, really, to be honest. It's... there's a knockdown. There's still definitely a game here. Slight stutter there from Vlad the Faithless on the middle field, trying to get around and sort of join up. Maybe I suspect they're trying to build some kind of screen to try and protect the ball carrier from this onslaught of orc flesh that's coming after them. That's a very bizarre thing to be throwing into the chat. It was very quiet. SC full of naked men was weird, a little arousing, exciting, but quiet. Okay, then. Mighty T calling on the 8 Yobs to get it to the wolf. And it should output. Oh no! Get to the. Oh, get the ball to the wolf. Sorry, apologies. Now I understand better. Get the ball to the wolf, and the ball should be able to outpace the Orcs. You would think so. Orcs aren't notoriously the fastest of Blood Bowl races, unless we're talking about the infamous Gorbag Mala or latest transfer to the New Auckland Grunts. I just got a little bit surprised. I was thinking, what is that goblin doing?
Smell your breath and see
But he has. The goblin has gone toe to toe with Vlad the Faceless. Seeing all the Orcs doing it, seeing all the brutality, he's decided to join just the scrum in the middle of the pitch. Goblin wants some action too, and who can blame him?
safety in numbers.
It's a very good point, Mighty T. As I said, it's so far it's been interesting to watch. I mean, I can't blame Gimlick, and I think it's probably the wisest course. Oh, the troll was isolated, but actually a very well-behaved troll. Gut fat, we've mentioned about it. Well-behaved troll actually moving in and able to offer that extra assistance to his fellow player. Morgan, he's not dead yet, no.
The attacker smells weakness.
Morgan's been doing quite a lot of things at various different points. There he is. In fact, he's about to level a block onto Tom. And actually, that's... One thing I will say is that Tom the Duster's quite effective with that ability to fend off players and prevent them from following him as he falls to the ground. And actually, that's a pretty good... I think that's an interesting... It's a slightly out of the box... slightly out of the box choice, but I think a very good choice for that player to have that skill there. It has actually been relatively useful so far. Yeah. So, wow, we've got up to 13 viewers. That's good. It is for my Twitch anyway, because it never goes active really anymore. So there we go. Right. So what we're going to see next? I mean, you've got to think right now, Gimlick Sweet. I mean, he's not in an absolutely awful position against the Yobs. I mean, there's opportunities, and it's really getting to that sort of those exciting and desperate moments of the game when you're probably going to see some kind of crazy and desperate play as we're heading into the end of the first half. We've still got a little way to go yet. It's not time for the desperate plays yet, but you can see he must be desperate to score. He'll be desperate to get Wilhelm Chaney back on the pitch. He'll be desperate to get some reinforcements back there. And I say we still actually have quite an exciting game. Igor the Disinterred, the Flesh Golem, doing what he does. And that's really interesting as well. As Tom the Duster went down, obviously, with that ability to fend, it has enabled Igor the Disinterred. Attempted dodge there. And successful with that extra training.
Come on, guys.
And a blitz. And, to quote my good friend Harry Warthog, the blitz is good! And Ruroth, that journeyman who was standing up to them earlier, is knocked out.
That player's shuffling off the field. Possibly off his mortal coil.
Definitely starting to open things up a little bit more now. You can only imagine the White Walkers are indeed making a break for it as the left field as we look at, and they are indeed. Are we going to see a pass? Is that a thing? They are going to see a pass. As we all noticed earlier. Wow. Well, indeed, Mighty T called it earlier. Get it to the werewolf, and he's done it. Carrion Leaper, exceptionally agile, able to actually pull off that. Oh, that seems now to be quite a clever move by South earlier, having positioned the Goblin in such a place that when that block came in, with it being unsuccessful, he was able to just definitely dodge in to get himself next to the werewolf, which it's not the end of the world, but it's certainly not something that Gimlick... Chase is calling that a potato. I'm not calling it a complete potato. I think it was a move that had to happen. I think it's quite sensible from Gimlick's way. I think it was unfortunate that the Goblin got shunted in the way he did. Go Nibeb. Yes, I can't say it, but I like you. Nibeb the Goblin. S.C. Wyatt calling on Nibeb. Oh, of course, S.C. Wyatt, of course, has it in for the Necro. Mighty T. I'm not going to say that word. It's not really a naughty word. I am, Laser, and I was talking about you earlier. I'm saying I'm back. I've been calling the match. Because for some reason you can't get in the party. What I'm going to suggest, Laser, is, and it's working. It's working. It's been working for quite a while. I've got loads of comments in here. People are active. So I have been doing my best to actually keep the broadcast going for sure. I didn't want, because every time I tried to get in the party, change the party, it was me now. I was going to cut the broadcast, etc. What I'm going to do is wait for the break in the action, and then I'm going to try and find some way. I'll probably create another party and get you back in if you want to join Laser. That's all. That sound good to you? Sounds good to me. Can't beat the dulcet Welsh tones coming over the airwaves. We'll try it. I'm not promising it's going to work. For some reason, my Twitch doesn't like folks from the Valley, which I don't understand, because they're wonderful folks. But, oh, and in comes the blitz from Mogny. Someone was calling for... And Hollow Furnace, Bloofer. That was... Oh, and he's got strip ball as well, able to strip the ball away. Oh, and that's not what you want to happen if you're the White Walkers. Oh, and that's really... Nobody likes folks. Or Cardiff, I understand. In my spare time, I also participate in another fantastic league run by the MML, the Meadheim League, which is a game dedicated to Mordheim. Mordheim is subtitled City of the Damned, and I normally like to call it Cardiff City of the Damned, but that's just me. But anyway, I am joking, of course. I am absolutely joking if NTB's in the chat, because I know he gets a bit sensitive about these things. Absolutely, just reiterate, joking. So yeah, this has got to be... Oh, man, it was... I mean, you know, I'm trying to call it impartially, and I am, and I do like the 8 Yobs. I really do. But trying to call it impartially, I feel... I can't help but... Newport is far worse, says Mighty T. I can't help but feel for Gimnick Swee right now. He did try everything, and he was doing a really good job. He was valiant. I mean, let's be clear again. They're far from out of this match. They will... Really's worse. We're now going through all the worst places in Wales. I find Tenby very nice. If you ever go to it, it's on the south coast. It's a lovely place. I did spend a very, very nice day once in Tenby. I even took a boat ride out. I was going to take a boat ride out to a island full of monks, but I got a little bit scared and didn't do it, and so instead spent the rest of the day in the pub. But it was lovely. I think I also took a horse and cart ride around the beautiful village/town. It wasn't very big of Tenby. Tenby is lovely. There you go. I can't remember the name of the island, though. It's a number of years since I went. Tenby is lush. Everyone... Swindon is okay. We'll go through all the best places in the world. Oh, dear. Oh. Nibeb. Oh, and the Goblin is paying for his actions. Oh, my goodness. And Tom the Duster, that zombie who I was commending earlier, Gimlick saying, you know what, that's all very nice, but I'm not giving you the chance to score either. And knocking him to... Caldy Island, thank you, Laser, that's it. Yeah. Apparently there's monks there. I was going to go on the boat to that island as well, but the monks look scary. They really did. Poor Gobbo SC, why it's calling the... Oh, gosh. And that's good. I mean, one can't argue this is one-sided. Look at all those knocked-out orcs. And then we've got an injured flesh golem and and obviously the knocked-out ghoul. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Just wow. If that had worked, that would have been outstanding. There is absolutely no give in the White Walkers and Gimlick Swee. Trying that amazing effort by Karineepa. And actually, maybe not that bad. I guess it's probably my fault for not letting him be in the chat. I mean, what he needed to do was come on the mic and shout YOLO, and maybe that would have worked, but hey, it was a good effort. It was a good effort. Hello, Beers. How are you? Hairy warthog. I wasn't aware that you'd visited Wales so often. Oh dear. I'm not going to say that live on air. Not even visited, just did that. Okay, and and the Yate Yobs infuriated by that, and you can imagine they're going to again try and level as much brutality on to the White Walkers as they can. It's an interesting match. There's been a lot of back and forth, valiant efforts on both sides. Oh, Lasertrip saying PS4 is telling him that PSN is under maintenance. Maybe that's why it's being weird. It maybe is. Evil. We'll try it anyway. Half time we'll try it. We'll call a commercial break. Oh my goodness. Tom the Duster, no minute, as I said, he was doing well. No long-term effect though, and he's able to regenerate himself. Tom the Duster, I am saying, Tom the Duster is definitely the unsung hero of the White Walkers in this match for me. And just further it. That Black Hawk is very slow. If he wasn't, you have to start thinking, if he wasn't that slow, he might have been able to make that move as well. But again, now we're just seeing the ball there in the left field as we're looking at it, and bodies upon it. There's trolls in there, there's werewolves in there. It's like a Bloodbone menagerie down there. There's all kinds of... That's the thing about the Necro, you get so many different positionals, all with quite unique styles as well. Chase saying filthy regen. Regen is indeed the enemy of the fouling and the surfers and the injurers amongst us. And I count myself among them because I am partial to the odd little foul myself. Or the odd surf. But, yeah. It is our enemy. But it can also be our friend, because when it doesn't work, there's no chance. So, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Sometimes I worry that I don't have the... I really don't, because I just like a little bit of control, and I don't have. I sometimes don't have the guts. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I sometimes don't have the guts to actually coach a team with regen. I mean, I do it, and I do enjoy it. I've been known to coach the odd undead team or the odd necro team myself, of course, but and maybe even the odd Nurgle, but. Team, but sometimes it worries me when I don't have that element of control over which player gets, you know, at least being able to keep one of my star players on the pitch, or at least have a better chance, but maybe I'm wrong. And again, trying to take some advantage from the White Walkers. Oh, and Bluefer takes Morgany down, and that's huge! Oh my goodness, I need to miss next game. I don't think South's not doing anything about it. Oh my goodness. And that is huge. Bluefer single-handedly saying, you know what? We are not going down, and we're going to take you with us. The brutality on both sides. And you have to say now, actually the White Walkers are really taking it to the 8 Yobs. They're not necessarily going to get a score this half, but they are starting to get the numbers. The big question you're going to have to ask yourself is, are any of these players in the knockout box on the White Walkers going to be able to pull it back? Chase is shocked by no play. Let's see some orc blood. Laser, you're going to be joining me in the announcing booth in a minute. You need to be very impartial. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. Well, and a pause in the proceedings as Gimnick Swede decides can he do anything else, but no. Handing it back to the 8 Yobs, and we will see more action from the 8 Yobs. And again, it's impossible. Yeah, I think I can safely say it's impossible for them to score. So we can all imagine what's going to happen next. We're just going to see yet more brutality. There, and in comes a hard block on Vlad the Faceless, knocking him to the ground. Oh my goodness. And then it's just that big mass of bodies in the left field. I say werewolves, ghouls, orcs, zombies and trolls. Oh my! And then Gutfat. Okay, that troll is just so well behaved. Not very effective, but very well behaved. Delivering a heavy blow to Bluefur, but Bluefur's like, you know what? I am the star of the White Walkers, and I'm not taking that from you, not even from you. So it's left to Brian, the unassuming Brian, to try and follow up. Brian even more ineffective than Gutfat, sadly. And you've got to imagine that Bluefur, having dealt that blow to Morgan, he's just standing amongst them all, just laughing at them at this point. But I have to say, I was calling it the other day, I'm starting to see this game turning down to 5-a-side. Now, I know that folks in the Americas don't have the same appreciation. Right, we're going to have time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see if I can get Laser back in the... We did have some serious technical difficulties, so I'm going to see if I can get Laser back in the booth with me. So please don't go away. We are watching www.mmlpro.com. It's a broadcast in the Medan Mayhem League. I'm just going to quickly try and get Laser back. Don't go away, and I'll be joining you back shortly. Stay tuned. I'm still with you. I'm just trying to find Laser and get him into the announcing booth with me. Oh, why can't I find him? That's even better. I'm going to have to probably search for him manually, but it worked last time, so let's do it. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but that's what's happening. I'm still here. It's exciting. I can't see what's happening with the action. There we go. I'm inviting Laser. Hopefully Laser will join us in the announcing booth now. The Life of Poe O'Brien. The Life of Poe O'Brien. I like it, Laser. That was quite good. Hopefully he'll be joining us soon, and now we're going to come back to the exciting second half. More singing. I was singing, yes. Was I singing? Could you hear me singing, Mighty T? I wasn't really singing. I mean, I'm no longer in the party now. Oh dear, that's even worse. Oh goodness. I'm not in the party now. Can you hear me now? That's even worse. Hello? Can you hear me now? Someone confirm they can hear me. Singing. Men of Harlech, stop thy dreaming. Can't you see their spear points gleaming? No? Okay. Okay, that's good. So setting up again, and... Laser tripped. Kicked me out straight away. That's a problem. So I got kicked straight out of the party. I guess that my voice is still being broadcast. If someone could confirm it for me, I'd be very grateful. And I'm guessing that Laser isn't going to be able to join me in the announcing booth. The technical difficulties of my Twitch stream. Or indeed the PlayStation Network. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's like a lot of things.
Who will win in a fight between you and Morgan?
So many messages on Discord, I can't tell if any of them are new, so if someone... I presume I'm broadcasting. Am I still broadcasting? Is the question you need to ask yourself. Hello, Twitchland. No? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay. You're doing it deliberately, aren't you? No one's answering me. So, we will see. I'm counting them up now. 3, 4, 5. And a kick from the White Walkers. And, oh my goodness, I also, with the technical difficulties even missed where we were. I have no idea which stadium I'm in, but there's a weather dome there, and that's prevented any kind of effects from the weather. We don't care what it's doing outside. Here in the stadium, we're having fun. So, Mogny... obviously Mogny was not going to come back. Rock and Boroth, the journeyman. And Rock's huge, that's their blitzer. Their extra agile blitzer with the ability to pick up the ball. Mighty blow and tackle still out. So that's big for the 8 yobs. They're still down the flesh. The White Walkers are still down the flesh column, but...
A loose ball is a dangerous ball. The player needs to secure it, and fast.
And the 8 yobs starting to circle around the ball. That was a very short kick by the White Walkers. Almost on the line of scrimmage itself. A little bit shorter, and it might have even been a touchback. Yeah. So, no one... There's a distinct lack of comments in the chat, so I'm assuming that maybe I can't even be heard at this point. Has the broadcast gone down? I'm just checking. Talk amongst yourselves. I could sing Men of Harlech again for you if you want, but I don't suppose that's going to be very helpful.
Will the big one manage to lay out an opponent of half his strength?
Oh, and Luke is KO'd.
Are extremely useful for breaking the lines.
Going down hard.
They've smacked a player to relieve his team. Well done.
And again, the 8 yobs wasting no time, starting to set about the White Walkers on the line of scrimmage and just clearing them all the bodies from the line of scrimmage. Oh, and that's gotta hurt. But not the drop from it was. As Morosi, the 8 yobs thrower, tries to pick up the ball, it does drop quite nicely. Anyone can hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Dum 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 dum. So I'm still unclear as to whether this actually is working. I'm guessing it's not.
Moves right next to a teammate. The ball is currently secure.
Oh, okay, fine. You're hearing me, but the good old Stu, useful for something. The chat, apparently everyone can hear me, but the chat messages aren't coming through. Okay, that's fine. No one. Well, you'll just have to talk amongst yourselves, and I'll just have to gibber on. Oh, and the chat message is now coming through now. Oh my goodness. No more singing, please, says Glowworm. Okay, fine. Right, I'm feeling a little bit more buoyed up then. Well, I did try to get Laser Trip into the party, but basically the problem is, apparently, whatever happens is as soon as I try to set up a party, I get kicked from the party, so you can still hear me because I'm broadcasting, and then no one can seem to join me in the announcing booth. So, in the interests of continuing this on, I'm terribly sorry. I guess the only fair thing to do is for me to continue on my own, which is kind of convenient because I do enjoy the sound of my own voice. Apparently you don't enjoy my singing, Glowworm. Yeah, so the chat is updating for me now, though. I can actually read his comments, which is even better. Bizarrely. So yeah, but maybe it's going to do it slowly. Trip played on Monday. Apparently, Laser Trip I meant. Okay, that's fine. Apparently Laser Trip's playing tomorrow. Can tell you that. Because I was going to be announcing the match for Laser Trip tonight. 8 o'clock tomorrow. But again, we are watching the Yate Yobs versus the White Walkers, which is a which is of course a www.mmlpro.com broadcast in the Mead and Mayhem League on the PlayStation 4. There are stories, there is a podcast, the podcast links, all kinds of really good stuff on there, and you should check us out. And there's a fantastic link to our Discord chat. There's people there all the time, and we're talking Blood Bowl regularly. And it's a really good community feel, and you should definitely get involved if you're watching this for the first time. And if you are watching this for the first time, thank you and welcome. I never did the patented Harry Warthog thing. With the technical difficulties, I never did say, it's Blood Bowl Wednesday! And it is Blood Bowl Wednesday. And again, there's just a sort of small scrum in the middle of the pitch for our American brethren. That's sort of a rugby term, but don't worry about it too much. I'm sure you've heard it before. And in the left field, as we look at it, another scrum has developed. And it's unbelievable. The White Walkers that... And, of course, with the advent of Wilhelm Chaney, we are indeed seeing two werewolves on the pitch. Stop slacking. Oh, it was busy. Okay. Yep. Ooh. Ooh. Balrog eats skulls. He was thinking for a moment. He was taunting his opponent, and then he laid him down flat.
That's a
That's...
dangerous place to be.
Oh, and the blitz comes in against Carrion Leaper, and only able to successfully push him back into the middle of the scrum. I wasn't aware we were playing rugby, but it looks like we are. Nibeb obviously had recovered his sensibilities, and he's trying to... It is just one big mess, ladies and gentlemen, in the left field. Whatever's happening in the middle of the field is just a bit of a sideline between the Troll and Wilhelm Chaney. Bit of posturing there, but over here in the left field, it is just one big messy scrum, and someone's going to have to sort it out. And Igor, the disinterred, thinks he's the flesh god. I was going to say man. He's not really a man, he's sort of a flesh god to do it. And successful in allowing Karen Leaper to get freed a bit. And you've got to imagine that's going to be slightly working in the White Walker's favour as they feed him up. Or at least partially. The scrum is maybe getting sorted out into battle lines once more. In comes Hollow Furnace Blue Fur. On to poor O'Brien. We saw him desperately trying earlier. And Brian is stunned. That's life as Brian. What can we say? Got an incoming message coming in. I don't know from somewhere else. And what's it saying? Okay, that's fine. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, the White Walkers are definitely not taking this line down, and they're setting about the 8 Yobs, blow after blow being levelled against them. And yeah, I mean, looking at it now, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have expected this. We've got Blackhawk bodies, or Blitzer bodies laid there. And yeah, the White Walkers seem to have been quite effective at sorting out the scrum. And some kind of Mighty T desperately calling on Gimlick Sweet to get Chaney away from the Troll. I don't know. I think Wilhelm Chaney actually wants to take Gut Fart on, and he's going to. Oh my goodness, I called it, and he's doing it. It's not the wisest of choice, maybe, but he went for it. Oh my goodness. Like I say, for me, Tom the Duster, that zombie, stand out. I always like to look for the unsung heroes in a team. Tom the Duster is the unsung hero of the White Walkers for my money. And Gutfart has been outstanding as a troll. Not the most remarkable of trolls that we see in the MML, but absolutely solid in this game. You think you're Flash, Wilhelm Chaney? Eat Troll Fist. You can only imagine that Yobs are going to try and set up some kind of defence, but again, the numbers... Are the numbers playing on them? They are indeed. We're seeing... I'm going to have to do a quick count up. It's been a long, hard day, and I don't like counting, but I can't count very well. Got a fan coming in, trying to exert some pressure in that right field. Only successful in pushing the white back. Vlad the Faithless. Vlad the Faithless? He needs faith, brother. He needs faith.
That's it. Get in their face.
Gotta have faith. So the song goes anyway. No, don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not going to start singing it again. Glowworm, don't worry. I'm not going to start singing. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. Can't sing, especially not with my hoarse throat, like I said. That reminds me, I might just need to wet my whistle once more, so if you hear strange gurgling noises on the Twitch chat, I do apologise in advance. This evening's exciting beverage, because I'm on call for work, is just nothing more thrilling than a Coca-Cola. So yeah, I'm even mimicking the Great Hairy Warthog. Talking about the beverage, I don't have a Stein and I don't have any milk, but... X Factor next year for sure, Laser Trip says. No, surely that'd be you, Laser. I bet you've got an absolute standout. Not wanting to stereotype or anything, but clearly going to do it anyway. George Stop My School's dead. Not wanting to stereotype or anything, but obviously about to do it anyway. Aren't the Welsh supposed to have the best tenors in the world, or certainly the best Welsh male voice choirs? I'm sure you probably have a standout singing voice, Laser. In comes Conrad. Are they trying to free up the left field? It's a possibility. They're gonna... No, he's just trying to get himself round to mark up that goblin.
This player likes to be well assisted.
And again, the White Walker's just in the left field, setting about them. Like an angel. I'm sure angels don't have chest infections, Laser. Hell's Angel. I don't believe you. Be like Tom Jones. Comes Pebble Gobbler around. Oh, they are. White Walkers are indeed trying to take advantage of the recumbent forms of the Yate-Yobs in the left field and are moving down there, setting up a sort of screen, knowing that
This is going to be decisive.
well, mostly the thrower isn't going to be able to get up and be able to do anything about it.
The little guy decks the big guy.
And yet more ignominy placed upon the Yate-Yobs. Wow. Situation. I mean, in the first half, this is both coaches playing an excellent game, really, and Delilah will be played every on Saturdays. Both coaches playing an excellent game. It's just, and actually, to be honest, at the start, through the first half, you would have thought the Yate-Yobs, as the sort of veteran team, would have had the best of it, especially when Wilhelm Chaney went out and they were winning it. Oops! And a dirty foul comes in from Julian. And oh, of course, as we said earlier, the White Walkers did come into this game with a bribe. Bloodweiser Babes, and indeed, were able to hire the extremely extravagant services of Wilhelm Chaney, who, to be honest, spent most of the first half sitting out and has so far ineffectually flapped his claws at Gutfart the Troll, but maybe that's what they want. Maybe he's a very expensive distraction, in my view, is all I'm saying. Not an unpleasant one, but a very expensive one nonetheless. Yeah, Yob's responding. I mean, they're looking a bit brutal. Currently, they've only got 5 players technically that can actually act, and it shouldn't feel like it from the first half. It doesn't, but it really is the case. That, I mean, obviously they've got the stunned players, the players not able to act at the moment, and it is giving the White Walkers some serious breathing space. Delilah is indeed a relatively creepy song. I don't know, was it Tom Jones' original? I don't suppose it was, but you never know. Can't beat a bit of Tom Jones. I'm not going to start... Sex Bomb started going into my head then, but I'm not going to start singing that. Oh. Oh, he's going to throw the goblin. Oh my goodness, we've seen a goblin throw. Good fat. Was really stupid, but did do it. Oh, unfortunately not able to pass Nibeb. And there was me saying that the good fat couldn't put a foot wrong. At least he tried. And it was a valiant effort. Oh, Brian back on his feet again, exchanging blows with Bluefur there. But not able to break through that defensive line. Nibeb not able... Okay, I thought he was going to make it round on his own, but he's just made it to the backfield instead, which is still a valid choice. Gutfat wasn't able to launch him enough, but he's managed to make his way back nonetheless. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what you can't say is this game's not exciting, though. Still no score, but from where I'm sitting, it doesn't even feel like it. Yob's doing a fantastic job in preventing the score in the first half, but now numbers game telling against them as Bluefur takes down Brian. Only able to stun him though. See, Brian's not been having a bad game. I keep saying he's a lineman, but I think he's definitely an op blitzer. He's just not very skilled. Start of his career, young and keen. I think that's what the situation is with Brian. Pebble Gobbler's obviously put himself back, and
Unity is strength.
wow. And a vicious blitz comes in from Conrad the Conqueror, trying to conquer Nibeb. And quite successful, noting that Nibeb is able to sidestep, choosing to just knock him down, hammer his head down in the place. Did I just flip that view? I didn't mean to do that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to flip it back. No, okay, what have I done? Come on, stay there, that'll do. Sorry, I do apologise. Technical difficulties, the gremlins are everywhere tonight. The chat's taking a very interesting turn, is all that. Wilhelm Chaney now showing that he's actually made some... Admittedly only with the backup of Tom the Duster, pointed him out earlier as the standout unsung hero of the White Walkers. Tom the Duster is my standout. Wasn't able to do it on his own, but when Tom the Duster came to help him, Gutfat is down and stunned. And more ignominy being heaped upon the Yobs. You can't really imagine how they're going to pull back from this. The question is, will Gimnick Swee and the White Walkers stall, or will they score? Do they ascribe to the just score mentality? You've got to imagine he's going to stall, surely. You've got to imagine he's just going to stall it out. Obviously, South, on the other hand, the veteran coach of the MML, Yobs, formerly in the pros. He's thinking, is there any way at all? Maybe he's going to think to pressure them, maybe he's going to think to... Yeah.
close and personal.
I'm suspecting he's going to try and pressure the White Walkers by trying to cause them much damage as possible, either for self preservation. Oh, I see White thinking that White Walkers are just going to score on the next turn. It'd be interesting to see, to be honest. Yeah, so the 8 you're upsetting about them either for self-preservation or to maybe cause them to be worried enough. Oh, and Gorfang takes down Vlad the Faithless. That's why I said you've got to have faith. No long-term effects, but again, goodness gracious me, the White Walk. One of the stories of this match has also been the phenomenal ability of the White Walkers to be able to regenerate those injuries. Apart from poor old Ivan the Cadaverous over there. We'd seen Wilhelm Chaney go down to our injury earlier and being able to regenerate. I think. Oh, and Flablob trying to take down a hollow. Oh, are we going to see it? I don't think we've got any players to level a foul, to be honest. Leveling down, pulling back. That was a valiant effort there by Flablop. A relatively established blitzer on the Gate Yob side. White Walker setting up position. I imagine the only answer to the earlier question would be, I can only think the reason they're doing this is indeed they are planning to stall it out. Which, to be honest, can you blame them for? It's far from a stupid tactic. We did see Gutfat try to launch goblins. Anything is possible. There are a lot of tools in the Orc toolbox that often get underestimated. This doesn't blue screen, says Harry. Well, I did see earlier, Harry, in the I did see earlier on the one of the videos I watched about the new upcoming Legendary Edition is, and I put it in the Discord chat. Oh, there's been a lot of PSN troubles in Discord, apparently. Yeah, well, there has been lately in general. One of the interesting things about the new Legendary Edition, just as a random aside, is that on one of the promo videos I saw, was that the new Legendary Edition is going to have the ability to rectify some of those blue screen issues. And leagues will be able to reset the game at the point where the blue screen occurred, in exactly the same circumstances. Oh. Harry's saying a lot of guys can't log on. Oh, goodness gracious me. There we go. So maybe that's what the technical difficulties are on the Twitch tonight. That's maybe why I can't get in a party with Laser, etc. Ah, it's a shame. Has been a shame because I was really looking forward to that as well. I'm missing you, Laser. Solidarity, brother. Oh, goodness. White Walkers not at all bothered by the efforts.
You wearing perfume, Jim?
No, it's a scent. Very different from perfume.
Oh, yes, indeed. We will be later seeing
It's called rotting
a
dust.
pro match between
Call
the
me healthy.
Bill Cower Power Hour, the finalist in the one of the finalists, the unsuccessful finalist in the championship of last season, and they're taking on Silent Thunder's Flat Earth Angels, a very unconventional chaos side. It's chaos versus chaos, which is taking place now, and hopefully will be taking place later for your viewing pleasure. So we could talk about that in Discord later, Wyatt, sir. I don't think it's appropriate for me to disturb the broadcast with such conversations about... I thought it was relevant to the blue screen conversation, and I'm not trying to put it off, but it's because I have strong views about certain races and things that are probably not appropriate to broadcast. I'm not, not in a, and I don't mean that in a swearing or saying naughty words way, I just mean it's not appropriate to fixate on them. Oh my goodness, and I called it earlier, Gutfat's not put a foot wrong, and now he's just taking his time to put every foot wrong. Admittedly, he didn't have a friend to help him. Oh my god! brave effort by Flablop, but he paid for it. Blue Fur taking him down. Again, yeah, Yob's trying anything they can to either force the score, do something, cause some injuries. You can't imagine that there's anything the veteran Yobs can do at this point. And indeed, Wilhelm Chaney's saying that right now and setting about Morosi, their thrower. In the left field, knocking him to the ground. Again, I would have to say Wilhelm Chaney singularly unimpressive so far, but seems to be buoyed up some more. Oh, and Tom the Duster. He's not bothered. He's laying Brian to the ground. That's the real fight we wanted to see. I've become quite attached to Brian and Tom the Duster in the course of this match. If I had a Necro team, I'd be putting in an immediate demand to transfer Tom the Duster to the team straight away. Oh, and we're having the Hopeless Necromantics versus the Wrecking Crew later tonight as well. I'm reliably informed by Serious Jest in chat as well.
The attacker has an assist.
I agree that it could indeed save them, as long as they don't attack members of their own team.
So SC White saying Gimmy's dominant. Someone said Necro bash this Oxide. The Oxide is strong. I would never underestimate the Ables. And what I would say again, so Serious Jest says it's same as Plug. It's at 10:30 PM. I presume that's Eastern Seaboard time. Correct me if I'm wrong. That'll be the Hopeless Necromantics. I presume it'll be broadcast on Serious Jest channel and potentially even simultaneously on the MML channel as well. One thing I will say, for anyone tuning in late, is the Yet Yobs did, in my view, have the best of the Bashfest early in this match. It's only just... It's been the ebb and flow of the match, and one thing and another, and then, of course, see... yes, EST, so it's just... And yes, I say the White Walkers were outmatched in terms of the... I think their inducement spends were very sensible. Bringing in that Babe and Wilhelm Chaney. Okay, so like I was calling Wilhelm Chaney earlier, saying he's been singularly ineffective. I think he has, but there again, he's always been in the right place at the right time, apart from when he spent half the first half out. But he was doing a really good job of tying things up, and he's brought that extra threat, if nothing else. And now you can see, indeed, see, you called it, Wyatt. Now we're just seeing the brutality as the Ox get back in the Bashfest. A little bit too little, too late. Oh, and Grubbers boost hand. He is so slow, and obviously Yob's keeping around. He is so slow, and that will happen to him. So, and he's obviously carrying an injury from the past. It's a smashed hip, and it's been telling a couple of times in this match. That's the second time in this match he's actually done it.
The match can't end in a draw. Do something, please.
You can't really imagine. I mean, the Yet Yobs are fighting on valiantly. Oh, and again the White. I want to know if that Blue Fur is any relation to the other famous Logan Blue Fur. The unkillable Logan Blue Fur. This one's also called Blue Fur as well. Interesting question. Are the necromantic teams using... Are the White Walkers using standard names? They might well be, actually. Yeah. I can't say anything on that score, but... Wilhelm Chaney coming back. Again, it's just presenting that threat, but I suppose it's enough. As we come into the dying moments of this game... Nice, Beers, nice. Just in time to watch the end of the match and type away. I'm just joking with you. I'm so glad that you can join us at the end. I'm so glad you can join us, even if it is at the end of the match. It's fine. It's nice to have you with us. Oh, goodness. Surely now there's nothing the Yet Yobs can do. Absolutely nothing. If they're watching the prospect of the match slip away, the question is, do they do... They are indeed. coming in hard against Igor the Dismembered and knocking him to the ground. It's left to Bradford to do the honours. But that's definitely going to be far too little. Far too late. But both coaches have played well. They've brought it their best. The ebb and the flow of the match has been what it's been, and it's been exciting. We've seen everything. We've seen goblin throws, we've seen injured star players, and I presume that was a score. So, at the end of that match, we will see, indeed, the White Walkers won, Yate Yobs 0. And that was Blood Bowl Wednesday. MML style. That was copyrighted Heavy Warthog as well, the Blood Bowl Wednesday thing. And check us out on www.mmlpro.com. Now then, the question I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to invite both coaches into the chat. I don't suppose they're going to be able to join me, but we will try, so please don't go away. I'm just going to see if I can invite them now. You can probably even see me doing it. I left the previous party because of a network error. Of course I did. Because none of the parties are ever going to work tonight, and there's lots of technical difficulties about, but I'm glad I was able to broadcast the vast majority of that match. So let's see. Laser Trip. I don't invite Laser Trip. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to invite Laser Trip. It wouldn't be the wrong choice. I'm going to find Gimlick, see if I can find him, see if I can get a little word with Gimlick. And there he is. And I'm going to invite him. And then I'm going to invite South as well. I don't suppose that South will join us, but we can try. So, if you're still with us, I'm going to come back on. I'm going to look at...
Hello.
Hello, Gimlick. How are you, sir? You are live on it. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
I heard you for a bit.
Oh, dear. I probably left the party. So, it does indeed look like... can you hear me? Now, it does indeed look like I'm not going to be able to get either of the coaches into the party. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'm really sorry that we're not able to do that post-match interviews. The statistics, I'm not really good at doing that. Someone joined us now? Who's that? No, okay, I've not joined. Jim and Bob are too loud. I totally agree with you, they probably are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get the coaches into the party to talk about it afterwards. But I think it was an exciting match, as I was trying to say towards the end. We saw everything. There was brutality, there was goblin throws, there was werewolf frenzies, serfs, fouls, and, you know, for a lot of the match it looked like either side could win it. We went into half-time on a 0-0 draw. The statistics, I don't think, do the Yate Yobs justice looking at them there. Whilst the Yate Yobs have only 6% of the ball possession, we did watch them for the first half spend most of the half probably instilling the unliving fear. I'm going to call it an unliving fear into the White Walkers as they took an early numbers advantage but weren't able to hold on to it. So indeed, I'm going to call the broadcast to a close because I can't get those post-match interviews, but thank you very much for joining us. Remember, the Hopeless Necromantics are playing later at 10:30 Eastern Seaboard time. We're hopeful that the Power Hour versus Flat Earth Angels will be kicking off anytime soon. So tune in for more wonderful MML action, www.mmlpro.com. Thank you very much for joining me, and good night.